Hello YouTubers, welcome to Sometimes I Play. My name is Don and I'm Nashville's average-ist guitar player. That clip that you just heard is a track that I've been working on this week. Someone asked me last week to include more playing in my videos, and that's probably not going to happen. And even though I'm going to include some playing in all of my videos, that is not going to be the primary or the only focus. Because after all, I'm Nashville's average-ist guitar player. There's an old joke that's kind of true. If you're eating at a restaurant in Nashville, you can throw a biscuit in any direction and it will likely hit a guitar player who's better than you are. Funny, but true. There's pros and cons to that. The cons to that are that there's a ton of great players here if you're trying to do things professionally. But the pros to that is there's a lot of great guitar players here, and honestly, it's just a great time to be a guitar player in Nashville. There's kind of this thing happening where guitarists are getting back to their roots, and the whole reason I'm making this video is because of this place I went to on Friday night called the Underdog Dive Bar in East Nashville. Now, if you've been here recently, you know that Broadway has become a big tourist trap. Artists are renting their names out to these restaurants, and now don't get me wrong, there's still some great honky-tonks down on Broadway where you can see great live players all day and all night, actually. But the Underdog, this place is kind of becoming known as the guitar nerd hangout. I mean, they've had some major acts playing there already, and it's tiny. It's probably breaking fire codes with 300 people shoulder to shoulder in there. It's very small, very intimate. The stage is just at the end of the room. It's not elevated. It's just right there, and it's just the coolest place, man. And it's becoming the hang, man. I've been there several times. Michael Landau's played on this stage already. Oz Noy has played on the stage. Joe Bonamassa has played on the stage. Guthrie Trapp plays there weekly. So it's just becoming this place that's kind of getting known for great guitar players. And you go there and there's just a bunch of guitar nerds hanging out, watching and having a great time. So it's very cool. But this weekend, they're doing a thing called the Dive Bar Guitar Clinic. And it is a dive, but it's a cool place. But Friday night, tonight, which is Saturday night when I'm doing this video, and Sunday afternoon, they're doing, they've got a full lineup of killer guitar players. And when I was there on Friday, there was a guy named Austin John who opened up. I was not familiar with him, and I'm really still not. But man, awesome player. He's kind of a blues rockabilly mixture kind of guy. Great guitar player. He was cool. He played about an hour. After that, Audley Freed, who is probably best known for his work with Sheryl Crow, played for probably 40 minutes, and he's an awesome player. After that, Guthrie Trapp played. And like I say, he plays there weekly and with his trio, and man, he's one of those guys that just has monster chops that are razor freaking sharp, and he simultaneously makes you want to go home and practice, and he also makes you want to go home and sell all your gear because he's just so stinking good. But halfway through his set, he brought Tom BUKOVAC on stage, and guys, oh my gosh, I grew up, I was kind of a weird kid because when I was growing up, all my friends were into Eddie Van Halen, Paul Gilbert, Steve Vai, Satriani, those kind of guys. I was always into the less shreddy kind of guys like Larry Carlton, Lee Ritenour, the stuff Mike Landau was doing on records, and that's the kind of stuff that I loved. And I'm telling you, BUKOVAC is that kind of player. He's the new Carlton in my book. Just every stinking note that the dude played Friday night was just milked for every bit of emotion. I mean, his tone was superb. His intonation on bends was just perfect. His vibrato was perfect. Everything the dude played, I was just mesmerized by. And I've been a follower of his YouTube channel for a long time. And if you're not subscribed to it, man, you need to go. I think it's called 501c Chorus. You need to go over there after you subscribe to this channel. Go over there and subscribe to his channel because, man, the dude is just a monster player. Funny enough, I actually met him several years ago in a little podunk music store that had opened over in Berry Hill, which is a little kind of a suburb south of Nashville that's pretty musically rich. There's some studios and stuff over there, but there was this little store that opened, and I would go in there, and they always had like a ton of pre-owned pedals, so I was in there all the time. It was kind of before it became hip to have a bunch of pre-owned pedals in your stores. And actually, I would go in and talk to the guy that owned the place and hang out, and I probably drove him crazy because I was in there too much. But that was Tom. He owned this store, and I had no stinking idea that he was playing on every record in town. But anyway, since the store's closed and he doesn't do that anymore, so now he's known as the session guy because all he does is 3 sessions a day and that kind of thing. But man, what a monster player! He's just one of those guys that you just need to experience for yourself. I've never seen him play live. I've just seen him online. And boy, what an experience. If you ever get the chance, go catch the guy because he's great, and go subscribe to his channel. But anyway, I also wanted to let you know that, I talked about this guitar in one of my earlier videos. This is my Zion, and I played it in that track at the top of this video. So you can kind of hear it. But I bought this guitar. It was handmade for me, and I got it in '83, I believe. And handmade by Ken Hoover in North Carolina, created the Zion brand. They were very, very popular in the CCM market. But Dwayne Bailey of Chicago and some other guys were playing them a lot too. I think Dwayne might have had a signature model with him, but this is it. It's been my #1 up until I got into the Surg Kick in 2020. This was my #1 guitar that whole time. EMG's 81 SA. It's got the SPC, which is like a mid-range roll-off that really makes these SAs pop with that 80s Strat sound, which I still love to this day. I know I'm old school, but this is it. So I thought I would just show it to you and let you hear it. It's got the Floyd, which is kind of a pain. I wish it didn't. I wish it had a hardtail or something on it now. I'd probably play it more than I do. Just a great guitar. When I ordered it from him, I told him, I had been playing Les Pauls forever, but back then you had to have this Super Strat EMG combination. You just had to. And I told him I need a Strat with the EMG thing, but I need to feel like I play like a Gibson. So that's what he modeled the neck after. And it's just a great guitar. You can't hardly find these anymore. I think right now there's maybe 4 or 5 on Reverb, but they're all later models than this one. This is one of the originals, one of the original Ken Hoover ones. And this one will stay in my possession forever. In fact, I might be buried with this guitar. I've told my wife, if I die before you, throw this in the casket with me. Because this guitar is never leaving me. It is home. It will always be home. But anyway, just wanted to show it to you real quick. That's all I've got for you guys. Check out the Underdog in Nashville if you're ever in town. Check out Guthrie Trap, monster player. And definitely check out Tom BUKOVAC. And subscribe to my channel, please. That's all I got for you. See you guys next time.